standing over, ready to introduce myself to this handsome fella. That's not funny. Got there, weren't even him. Just some bloke who looked like him. Then bam, jackpot, chanced upon a bowl full of money, scooped it up, started walking away, and some bloke with a guitar started chasing me. Well, this is too much, man. It's too much excitement for one day. Thought I'd go home, do myself something nice to eat. One of my friends told me recently that if you want to know where the pasta's done, you take a piece, throw it at a wall, if it sticks, it's done, yeah? Fucking lasagna ruined. Allow me to introduce myself. Should have probably started with that, shouldn't I? My name is Ian Peskett. Not a lot of people know that, for good reason. I mean, growing up's hard, isn't it? Yeah? That's why we never did it. Oh, whatever it is that. It's made it even harder having an unusual surname. I got a lot of shit from the kids at school for my name, it was unreal. I've been walking down the corridors and I had a chance like, pet shit. Very nice, is it? Yeah, it's funny, laugh it all. I get a biscuit, it's a bit more friendly, a bit more acceptable. Piss tech. It's my fucking gym teacher. He had a point. Pet sick. And not bad. Some of the less imaginative members of my class not wanting to miss out on the fun. Growing up without my dad about it as well, that weren't easy. And no one's giving me the talk. You know, the birds and the bees? I used to hear people talking about it, but I didn't know what they're on about. I thought, well, I need some information. Where am I going to find it? So I had a little ponder. I thought birds, bees, nature. Cool. So I went out and had a little look. And I see how bees operate in the wild, and I'm watching a solitary bee carrying pollen from one plant to another, pollinate it, and helping it to reproduce. I thought, well, how does that apply? That's like me running around the street with a handful of my own jizz, throwing it at people. Like, that shit's going to get me nicked. Yeah. And I realised that's a perfect metaphor for IVF. But that weren't enough for me, so I had a closer look at the inner workings of a hive. And I see a female, a queen. She'll take on 100, maybe 1,000 lovers in her lifespan. Give birth to maybe 10,000 offspring. I thought, I know some families like that on my state. It's starting to make sense to me now. I'm 36 now. No, I'm not, that's a lie. I'm 39. I wrote this bit when I was 36. I never thought I was going to live this long. I had a midlife crisis at 14. I weren't old enough yet for a licence, so I had to go out and get a really big skateboard. I grew up in a tin pot town in the middle of nowhere. Used to be a one-horse town, but the locals melted it down for glue to sniff. Whatever gets you through the day, even in a tin pot's keeping. I was out one day on my skateboard, knocking kids and buses flying, when I had a sobering thought. After the glue wore off. Well, I don't know anybody who's left this town not being on a Group 4 bus. That's not good, man. I'm doomed to go to prison. I'm too prick for prison. Don't look at me like that. It was about that time I found drugs, because glue weren't cutting it anymore. Any smackheads in? Seriously, quiet words. You know, I'll be honest, I mean, drugs, they're not good for your ongoing education, are they? Yeah, I mean, I had this highlight to me a couple of weeks ago, you know, when it was all stormy, wind was blowing, and some kid came up to me and pulled a half-smoked zoo, I believe that's what they call it these days. Yeah. Half-smoked spliff from his pocket, asked me for a light. I hands him my lighter, and he goes click, 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 and I watch the wind blowing it out, and then it turns into the wind. I'm like, how stoned you got to be to not know how wind works? But you know, I don't think the argument's fair. I mean, it's demonising the media every day, isn't it? This war on drugs. But I learned a lot from taking drugs. Like, cannabis was brilliant. It taught me about delayed gratification. Make you wait for the punch. Remember sitting there, blazing away, basking in this sense of achievement, getting a real self-esteem boost, just thinking about all the good shit I'm going to do tomorrow. And ketamine was great. I had some mind-expanding moments, secrets of the universe unlocked and presented to me on a plate. Also taught me about diligent record keeping, because I couldn't remember none of the fucking Cocaine taught me how to do fuck all, but really fast. Half productivity every night, that stuff. And heroin taught me about determination, grit, and steel. Still had to do that a lot, because that shit's expensive. So I found myself in prison. And if you listen to these Daily Mail readers, they're going to tell you, oh, prison's too good for them, they get 3 meals a day and a TV in the cell. And that's all well and good, but the food shit is fuck all on. So you go through the monotony of prison and you get out and you want to change your ways, you want to better yourself, but people keep trying to drag you back into it, man. They keep coming at you with that same question, what you're in for, what you're in for, and I got tired of it. So let's give them all the same answer now. Killing the last nosy cunt that asked me that. What really baffles them at that point is not the threat of immediate physical violence. It's them trying to figure out I've been sent down for a crime I've not yet committed. I'm not one to blow my own trumpet, but I'm fucking awesome on the tambourine. Maybe the best there ever was. I'm not a very practical man, but last year, after a month of hard work, toil, dedication, I finally finished baby-proofing my flat. Did it on a budget, it's worked out quite nice. What I've done is I've covered the bottom half of all my furniture in barbed wire now, and none of my friends can put their noisy fucking kids round. Highly recommend it. But it's not all good news. Shortly after that, me and my partner broke up. I think she got tired of ripping her legs open on the beanbag. But I've been with this girl for a few years and it started out great, you know, and we'd ended up moving in together, been on holiday, Christmas with her family, we used to share everything. I remember she came home one day and she had a cold sore and I thought, I don't give a shit, I'm going to kiss her anyway. I called it his and her piece. But there were differences between us as well, you know. She's a big fan of text speech and that does my head in the best at times. And it got worse when she started screaming LMG in bed. Could have been worse. Lol. I like to get a little bit adventurous, and I remember she said to me, oh, you can tie me up in bed, you can do anything you want to me. Sounds exciting, don't it? Yeah. It's not. It's fucking lazy. She had the audacity to accuse me of not putting the effort in. I had the last laugh though. She had a safe word. It was Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Bought her a ball gag for Christmas. I really love it. I got to the point, I mean, the signs were there. That we were going to break up. And there were other signs as well. I remember one, it said, you can't meet Jesus with a handful of penis. Masturbate on a motorbike, you might. I saw another sign, it said, when was the last time you tried something for the first time? It's optimistic, isn't it? Exciting. It was over a hole in the toilet wall. Taking no chances. But it was evident that we needed to have the talk. You know the one. It's not you. It's me. I'm just fucking sick of you. I didn't want to do it face to face because she was prone to violence. I thought it's a bit callous of me to do it via text. So then what am I left with? I've been doing a course at work about effective communication methods. I thought, well, how can I use it? So I looked through my course book, called up my tutor, decided to break up with her by smoke signal. I set fire to her car. I think she got the message. By the end of it, I was just left with one question. who gets custody of the sex toys? Well, I paid for the fucking things. It's only right I get to keep them. But then what do I do? Because I mean, I've not consulted anybody, but it feels a bit improper taking them into the next one. If I don't want her to use them with her new fella, she can fuck off. So what I did is, I smashed them all up and I left them on the bed. She can go fuck herself. Seriously, all jokes aside, why would you do that in? It's a comedy show. I think I know the real reason why we broke up. It's because I was very insecure sexually. Probably asked her, I was very humble upon my size, probably asked her 2-3 times a week, am I big enough? Just once, it'd have been nice if she'd said yes. But you know, I've done a lot of work on my insecurities over the years, and I know that insecurity is based in fear, and I know that fear lies, and so I'm thinking, none of the girls I'd ever slept with had said that I got a small cock or that I was shit in bed. Am I just making all this stuff up? I thought, well, I need to get some information, but how can I do it? Because I can't very well go round all my exes, clipboard and I'm bing bong. Still owe most of them money. I was up late one night on Google trying to figure out how to mend a broken heart with noodles and sandpaper. When I had a strike of inspiration, I thought I'm going to open a TripAdvisor account, and now every time I sleep with a girl, I send her a link. She can leave me a review. Got a few up for you. So Debbie from Gansted said, are they supposed to be that shape? 2 stars. Yes, Debbie, at least one of them is. Michelle from School Coach said, his lack of skill was almost compensated by his sheer exuberance. 3 stars. That's potential, doesn't apply, but that's my school report. Beverly from Dunswell said simply, no. 1 star. And Becky from Cottingham said, not as big as it smells. 2 stars. So that didn't leave me in a very nice place, as you can imagine. I'd had enough of it all. I decided I was going to end it. But being the responsible man that I am, I decided to write a will. And I left everything that I owned to a local cat home. About 5 grand in debt, because fuck cats. After exhaustive research in my tool shed, I'm confident to tell you today that cats do not have 9 lives. There are 17 ways to skin one. But our plan didn't come to fruition. I didn't need to tell you that bit, did I? I was caught in the act. And I was held under a section. They assessed me under the Mental Health Act and decided they were going to hold me for 3 months. And then they kicked me out after a week for singing. Crazy, crazy for feeling so lonely. You know we're never going to survive unless we get a little crazy. And anything but madness. But they didn't send me away with no support. I got a CPN, and after a few intense sessions, I finally got a diagnosis. I'm an insomniac kleptomaniac with coprophilic tendencies. Now what that means is, I got tired of taking other people's shit. Wasn't an easy joke to write, because I can't spell. So I think I'm going to bring you for a soft landing now. I realise I may have scarred a few of you with my material, and so if you have been affected by any of the issues discussed at tonight's show, then please tell someone else, because I've got shit to do. I'd like to leave you on a more positive note for me. Leave you with a message of hope, humility, and compassion. I was at work the other day, and one of my colleagues said to me, you know, we've got 2 ears and 1 mouth. Maybe that means we should listen more and talk less. I said, yeah, it's an interesting point, Colin, but being you've got 2 legs and 1 head, maybe you should think less and fuck off.